from Argentina, the Prime Minister of Argentina arrives. And the guy said, "Do you know he said, "Oh, I want to meet Musk. I've got a gift for him."
The Prime Minister?
The president.
The president, you mean?
Of Argentina.
Okay. Yeah.
So he comes in to meet him, shakes Musk's hand, he says, "I've got just the thing for you." The guy behind him hands him a big saw. You know, a saw for cutting?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's cutting every department. He jumped around the stage waging the storm.
What was he cutting?
You know what they've saved last week? Nearly 50 billion. They found were hidden.
What do you
hidden
mean?
money. They took the money from our people, from the tax man.
Oh yeah, like that.
And then they allocated to places but didn't spend it.
The efficiency agency.
But they didn't spend it.
Yeah.
So last night, Trump said last night, well, there's 150 million taxpayers. I could give everyone $5,000 just off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Just to say thank you, we're giving back some of your money.
Oh yeah, I saw he's contemplating whether he's going to do it or not,
Yeah,
right?
so but that was last night's meeting.
Interesting. Okay, so Charles, not to distort our conversation.
Right.
I don't think we came here to talk about politics or Musk. We came here to talk about what do you do, what do you manufacture, and I guess for our viewers, maybe introduce yourself a little bit.
So my name's Charles Murray. I'm originally from South Africa. I came to Michigan State, was my introduction to the United States, in a packaging course where I wrote a paper that plastics would one day replace paper. And that led me then to decide to come to America and take up an opportunity. I arrived here 35 years ago, Chicago.
Yep.
Cold weather.
Oh,
Decided to move to South Florida. And
considering you're from South Africa.
very, very close weather to Johannesburg. So.
Oh, it is, really?
Oh, yeah. And so I came and we started a small company. Actually, if you think 30 years ago, the number of pouch products in America was mainly for nuts. Little packets of nuts. And then a little bit of pet food, dry, but nothing major. And we decided to enter full-time into making machinery for pouches.
Yep.
And our first year, the first ever machine we sold, and no one had done it before, was to put inside lots of dry bread, lots of stuff that you put on salads. And so it was a bakery that had leftover bread, and this became a different market for him to go ahead. And so that started us. It was our first official machine.
Wow.
And that company's been sold a few times, but it's still out there, and we still sell them the machine as they run out. So.
And is it your South African experience? Because we knew each other for some time.
Right.
We've been friends, and I just know your experience was in the South African breweries, right?
Yeah, I was in the breweries.
So
I actually started in dynamite first. Can you imagine? I actually started for a company called AECI. It's the African equivalent of ICI in England, the largest maker of dynamite for mines.
Oh, wow.
So I started in that as a chemist,
I didn't know that, actually.
as a pharmacy. And driving home one evening, I heard the explosion behind me, and one of the rooms at the factory had blown up.
Oh.
And then I decided, well, it might not be my career.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Because we would be dependent on other people.
Yep.
So I started looking around, and that evening was an ad for the breweries for a packaging chemist. I applied,
so that's where...
got the job, and I stayed there 15 years, and then I moved to America year 16.
Wow.
And I've been here ever since.
It's interesting you said South African breweries, because at some point in my career did some consulting work for CCI, Competitive Capabilities International, and their kind of claim to success was South African breweries.
Wow.
They're South African CCI, now they're in global consulting firm, but their claim to success were South African breweries. Well,
the brewery started as made up of 3 breweries. We were the smallest brewery, and the largest brewery, the chief executive, Ted Seals was his name, had an accident on his vacation. The 3 breweries came together and couldn't really decide who was going to run the group. And our little group got the decision to take it. And so he moved in, and he took this tiny company. I know the first year we did 600 million, had never been heard of in the industry. And also remembering in South Africa, in those days, there was restrictive selling.
What does it mean?
Black people couldn't buy beer.
Ooh.
So in our period while we were there, the first thing we aimed at as a group was to open it for everybody.
Yep.
And we got that 18 months after opening. Beer could be sold to anybody who, as long as you had money.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Can't believe they had this
And
kind of
so
policies.
we went ahead from that,
Unbelievable.
and the sales, as I say, the first year sales hit 600 million.
Wow.
An unheard of figure in South Africa
That's
for a company.
I could imagine.
And about 4 years ago, Anheuser-Busch decided to buy South African breweries,
Yep.
and they paid just over 104 billion
Oh yeah.
for their little company. And the reason for paying such a big number was it has access to 50 countries in Africa. And so if they wanted to sell a product, you're in the country, you can bring the product in, and you're in. You don't have to introduce yourself. So for them, they got Budweiser throughout Africa through one acquisition.
Yep. That's pretty smart, right?
And I would think it's paying back. It also helped them when they got into trouble. Budweiser last year with the advert with the gay people and all. I don't even know all the background, but there was
Bud Light you made, yeah.
they got into that, and just a simple call to a couple of friends there and said, "You've got Africa, why not sell it?" And you never heard a word about the product again, and they got rid of all the spare product, and it's in Africa.
Yeah.
So that still shows the relationship. I still meet a lot of brewery guys. We're actually going to be making a product in the next 3 months. It'll be a 500 ml beer product,
Yep.
flavored beer, and a flavored wine for the wine industry.
So as you now transitioning to your products like beer, right, water, you're making so many different products. You start from how you start from machinery business, right? So
Yeah, the machinery, we learned if you
but-
don't make the machine, you can't sell the pack. None of the machine people were making pouches. So we started looking around and we found a French company, tiny, but we're making pouches. So we said to them, okay, we'd like to buy the first machine from you, but they had a restriction. We couldn't bring that machine to America.
Really?
So we came back here and said, okay, we can't do that. Let's look around. And we found very easily a South African machine, pouches.
Yep.
So we brought that machine in. I then did a deal with a German company for pouches and an Italian company for pouches. And so that's really how we got going in the pouch side. But then people said, how do you pack it? How do you codate it?
Yeah.
How am I going to fill it? And so our business expanded from just pouching into putting the scale,
Yep.
putting the platform, putting the codators. And our speed in those days, I remember going to the very, very first show, and the machine we showed was doing 35 a minute. And everybody else was at 20. So we did
Almost
that
double,
lightning
yeah.
drop with that machine. And I would say from that day, people could come to us for speed. So we were at 35. Today we pack pouches for some big players, the soup people. That machine runs at 600 a minute.
Wow.
So we've gone from 35
soup
to
people?
600. It'll be the guys, Knorr, you know Knorr, Knorr, Unilever.
Oh, Unilever, okay.
They make all the soups. They put big pieces in the
Yep.
soup packet now, and that's run on our equipment. So we've got several of
Wow.
our machines. That's the high speed. If we go to our success now with the water, with our Tenacity water, that's a pouch that contains hydrogen, so it's special
Yep.
construction.
It's right there behind you.
And we can bring it across and show it. So it has, first of all, you want to see for patents, if you look at my lifeline
Yep.
and you follow this lifeline, they're identical. So we wanted to prevent people copying that style. The water itself, if you drink ordinary water anywhere you are in the world, it's between 0.5 and 1.5 hydrogen. If it's been standing around or we've added chemicals to it, it goes straight down to 0.5. But if you don't have enough hydrogen in your body, you're very susceptible to get trouble with your chest for breathing. Absolutely proven. If there's colds, all kinds of flus around, people that don't have a lot of hydrogen will fall to the flu. Absolutely. So we looked at it. I went to Japan. I got into radiation. I got radiation in my left ear.
Yeah, you told me the story. I
And
remember.
so came back to America and said,
No, hold on. That's an interesting story.
well,
when you were in Japan.
there was a
It was during the hurricane.
tsunami,
the
tsunami 13
Yep.
years ago. And we as Americans got caught. The government said, you may not return until Japan fixes your problem, radiation.
Yep.
I stood in the line every day, got the damn red light, and the Japanese people that were with me started, some of them getting the green light. And I asked them, and the guys were sucking a stick. It was a stick of magnesium
You mean green light to go?
to get home.
To go home?
And so they were sucking the green stick of magnesium, which is not pleasant. I'm a chemist by profession. I learned if I put some acid from fruit. The hotel room had apple juice. I mixed the stick with apple juice, went the next day, got the green light.
Wow.
And so I came home. On the plane coming home, I thought, wow, nobody sells hydrogen water. Let me go ahead
That's
and
where the
develop
idea
it.
came. Yeah.
So for the first 5 years, after getting the trouble with my ear, we were building hydrogen. We found a doctor that was in Japan at the same time, and he said, okay, I'm going to just call it H2O. And so he took our brand, put his name on it, and we launched the product, but it was 0.5. So it had a big reception. We got to 800 stores in the country through a major tourista. And then he decided, okay, I don't want to keep coming to Florida. I'm a Kansas boy. I want to stay home, close to my home. And so they moved the machine to his hometown. And he's a good doctor, but he's a bad manufacturer. He got infection in the product. So the moment I heard infection, because it's my product, I stopped selling. I said, whoa, you can't sell bad products.
So you rebranded it?
So we closed the brand down. As you can see the box there, the H box. And so we closed it down.
Let me show it to her.
And that was his 7-pack. You bought a 7-pack.
That's the original one.
That's the original. And that's the 7-pack. It allows you 1 pouch a day for a week. And we made that. People were very popular. That sold for about $12. And they could buy it once a week. It wasn't expensive.
Yep.
And our approach to that 7-pack is to make a 6-pack, making sure that the guy on Saturday or Sunday buys next week's pack.
Yep.
With the 7, you're leaving it a day and you're missing a day.
That's right.
So we went ahead and make the 6-pack with great success in the 6. But it came in, because we had no real standard, we were just trying to beat the 1.5. And I realized if I did that, meant anybody in the country could get 1.5 with clean water. So we did a lot of work and we found natural spring water. Absolutely worked to hold the hydrogen. We did some development work on how do we keep the hydrogen inside there, because what I'm doing is adding 2 more hydrogen atoms to this product. So it's actually 2 H2O.
Yep.
And to get those 2 inside there, I had to make sure the pouch wouldn't leak. So this pouch has a foil like a can. It's actually a can with plastic outside. So it's completely done. We made it convenient to carry.
Yep.
Convenient to drink. And that's the story. This product now is produced a book 3 already. We're writing book 4 now. It's in about 85 different medical positions.
Wow.
And I think our greatest success was anybody that's had radiation. So a group of doctors, 27 doctors, have written after radiation, if you don't continue the water, the parts of the body that radiation damaged will not recover. And they've identified 6 major diseases, one of them being sugar diabetes, another one being for men, Parkinson's, very big, for ladies, the heart trouble. So by telling people, let's treat your radiation, get the water out, we could also look after them in the future by taking 1 a day and preventing one of these 6 diseases.
Yep.
So that helped us there. On children, it's very sad. The number of young children, because of the food today, because of the big companies like the Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they're putting cornstarch into their instead of sugar.
It's horrible.
If you go to your telephone and put cornstarch effect on a human, the first report is cancer.
Wow.
So everybody having a Coke or Pepsi is lining themselves up, making the door open for cancer to attack their body.
Unreal.
So with that, we started telling the schools, we started telling in our own advertising, I would visit a school, show them the pouch, tell them not to drink the Coke. And we got a call from a realtor, said her granddaughter, 7 years old, wants to commit suicide. And I thought, wow. So we brought her in, her name's Petra. I told her, please drink the water. I'll give you $1 a day for every water you drink. Drink it before radiation, after radiation, and just enjoy. About December last year, her mother went on the internet without telling me, on Facebook. You can all look it up. And she said, Petra's recovered. The radiation's out of her body.
Wow.
She only has to go for checking
What a
every
story.
5 years.
Yep.
And she put a picture of the pouch and she wrote in big capitals.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
Thank you, Charles Murray, for helping my daughter. But she is one of many, many people who are helping. From television, Alex Trebek, very famous quiz game guy. He had really bad cancer of the stomach, and we were able to extend his life. The longest living guy, 11 months with pancreatic cancer. And he stopped doing the treatment. He would go into our water with the CBD oils, without the marijuana oil, the CBD oil, very low THC. And he went back and redid his 2 bad programs when they advised him he had cancer. He then decided to do the other 6. He then celebrated his 80th birthday, and he died 11 months, 29 days. From my point of view, he did us one great favor. They wrote a book about him, and in ink he wrote in the front of the book, "I want to thank you for extending my life. Remember, with pancreatic cancer, your lifespan is 3 to 4 months. And if you get it extended after that, you're in extreme pain. It's hardly worth living." This guy lived, he finished his program, he carried on, he had his 80th birthday. But his wife called me one day, Elaine, and said, "I want to tell you something. He goes nowhere without sunshine." And he called this yellow pouch sunshine. She said you could see him any time of the day. He had sunshine in his hand. So he became a really hooked on water drinking guy. He would drink it all day, wake up in the morning, all the evenings. He never touched Coke or Pepsi again. He bought nothing else but the water. And so those are the kind of stories. A little girl, Petra, with the cancer. We have...
How about DeSantis' wife?
I was going to come in. The governor's wife, she had breast cancer, double breast. We were able to put her on and clear it in about 7 months, getting the radiation out the body.
And you got a letter.
And we have the letter, which we'll introduce once they're out of office. The Surgeon General in Florida, Dr. Ladapa, he knows me from California, where we helped some young man that was going to have his tongue cut off. And we went out and we were able to get the radiation to reduce the tumor to from 9 millimeter tumor to about 0.5.
Wow.
And he was on the water and he didn't have his tongue cut off. So we wrote that story out, and we got a call from a doctor, a lady doctor in Orlando. And she's a linguist. She speaks six languages. And she said, "I'm going to have this operation for the tongue. Do you think what you did in California can work for me?" I said, "I can, but tell you what, Dr. Ladapa has moved from California to Florida. So let's call him." So we called him and he said, "Yeah, you work there, do it." So her son is a doctor. He actually moved into the hospital with his mother. And they went through the treatment. It took her 4 months and her tumor was gone. She never lost her tongue.
Wow.
And so we know getting rid of the radiation is good for cancer, but the doctors can't get to that spot without touching other parts of the body. And those parts of the body are not used to having radiation attacking them. So what we're telling people, if you have a radiation case, if you have any of these diseases like Parkinson's, where you have the shudder, go onto the water and watch what happens to you. You get a complete recovery from that area. So we know we're putting back in the body that was there 100,000 years ago, when there was hydrogen in the atmosphere. And as the Earth warmed, the hydrogen left. Today we have 4% in the atmosphere.
Really?
That's all. That's why you're using. It's interesting in that time, 100,000 years ago, whatever the period was, the body didn't have a mitochondria. We never had that filter, the battery as they call it. But once they started changing to oxygen, the body geared up and built a mitochondria. And so the humans started with a body that was trying to monitor oxygen in the body.
So it's like evolution? It's revolution?
Evolution. Monitor the oxygen, and found the oxygen can bring any junk into the body. It's contaminated. They put in the filter, the mitochondria, and the first product that hydrogen water does for your body is clean your mitochondria. And the second product it does for your body is clean your kidneys. And people want to see that. If you go to the bathroom and you've got yellow urine, try the water and you'll go to white urine. It takes immediately away all of those contaminants. That's what yellow is. So we know we can work on the body. We have the government gave us a couple of statements. I got them very clearly on the back. High fatigue, fighting fatigue. We've got it in 3 football teams now for the players. All 3 had better seasons last year than they had before, which is a good sign. One is already signed for this season. That's the Atlanta Falcons. And the second one they're looking at is the Carolina Panthers. And we've had the Texas Rangers. So those three will help us tremendously with young men, because they'll see these guys. In the one game was on TV, the captain of the Atlanta Falcons, they did some terrific move that won the game. He was shooting the men with the pouch. They had the water on their head and he was going around and they were extremely excited. So the second one the government allowed us is a reduction in oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is if you've got a cold, you get a headache, you get not well. It removes the conditions to cause oxidative stress. So if you're having your heart's overbeating, you're feeling sick from something you've eaten, drinking the water will take away that stress. It'll start calming you down. And so those are the two big, out of 17 claims. I chose the two. I thought people don't want to get tired. Now what can happen with you? When you finish doing your job work and you want to sleep, you will be amazed at the effect of sleeping because the body senses you're doing no more. And the water says, we need to start working on your body, sleep. And the only thing that'll happen to you when you wake up, you're going to run to that bathroom. Because during the night, it's got rid of all this stuff, the oxygen. This is how it works. And so what can we say? We've got now about 85 doctor reports. The biggest one, to my mind, is the one just released, is that if you drink the water and you have a disease and you continue drinking it, you will see the health appearance in your body. And they name 6 diseases. And they almost say, the 27 doctors, you will not get one of these diseases. That report is worth its weight in gold. To get a doctor to say, continue, instead of saying, do more tests. So we have that. So that's that product there. The next healthy product for us, because you might have seen in the press, and Mr. Kennedy's people talking about it, if you buy any of American food, up to 70% of it has additives. Now, can you imagine all those additives meet in one place first, your mouth? Your mouth has saliva. It's having to deal with all these different chemicals. And what's happening is people that have never had bad breath have suddenly got bad breath. And I'm not talking garlic breath. Garlic breath is pleasant compared to the breath you're going to get. So we looked at that very strongly and we came up with a product which we called Smile Saver. And what you do with Smile Saver, it's just a simple spray. You spray it on your toothbrush, spray it in your mouth. It kills 99.9% of the products that cause bad breath. And so this has been a recovery second to none. It's been picked up by the largest dental chain in North America called Henry Schein. And he's brought out different ones. This one's called Knock Out the bad breath. And so these are going to be big. I've got a huge pending order with a dentist in India. His clientele for this dentist group is 1 million people. Think of that.
Wow.
They look after 1 million, a small number compared to India, 1.4 billion.
That's nothing.
But this is one dental company. And they've seen the product
like
they want the product. So we're getting ready to sell them the product.
Wow.
So, because even if you forget all the additives added to food, if you're eating natural food and it's got lots of hot products inside, it will still give you a bad breath. This knocks out the bad breath.
So before you move on to other products, I wanted to say just a quick something about the water. As myself, I'm drinking the water myself all the time. My kids drinking it, my wife drinks it, we all drinking it, and but the effects I felt. So I always feel healthy. I work out.
Young man. Huh?
I feel great. It's not like I didn't feel great before. Not like I had any problems or anything like that. So I felt good, but you know, sometimes you feel a little kind of tired, especially after a long day. So the first week I started drinking this water, I felt, I don't know how to describe it, but everything was so clear. Because I guess now I don't feel it because it's normal to me now.
It's built you up.
But back then, when I just started drinking it, I felt it, like I just felt it, you know, I felt
healthy.
So good. It's amazing, everything is clear. And the workouts, I felt that I just can push more.
Anybody
and more.
doing sports in the workout, because you go in one first and the one at the end to get the antioxidants that occur during training. People don't realize. So you take the two. For anybody doing sports, activity, walking, this is a health gift. And it's not expensive. So you've got something better than a Coke, better than juice, but it's healthy. And it's going to give you that extra, you know, you want to do stuff. On my age, I'm 80 years old. I work a 16-hour day.
That's funny.
right?
So since we met with Charles the first time, every time we go for lunch or whatever, just meet, it seems like he gets younger and younger. It's hilarious.
But I'm 80 years old. My hair started to grow again. You'll see pictures of me, no hair.
That's true.
My eyes are changing down to blue, back to blue.
Yep.
I've got no more wrinkles. I've got less wrinkles than you've got. And it's all come because it's healthy for the skin. I put the cap to me is a little glass. When I'm finished drinking, the last little drops, I fill the cap. I put one in one eye, one in the other eye. This is how you do it. You get your eyes washed with that. If you've got pink eye, this is the best thing to cure it rather than all everything they give them. But we're talking about a natural product that's been around forever at 1.5. The problem with the 1.5, we started adding stuff to the water, and that the hydrogen left.
Yep.
And 0.5, you need to drink 3-4 of these for one, you see.
So I gotta ask you, you know how everywhere right now there is these hydrogen water machines, hydrogen water products,
1.0.
but then it's all nonsense.
It's 1.0. It's giving you twice the normal water. Not bad, but you got to drink 5 of them to make one of
I
ours.
think they don't have anything actually, because we did some tests with.
It's 0.7, 0.6, but this gives you 2. It's locked in and sealed.
Exactly.
Now, we haven't touched on it. This is 2.5 for health. The fastest growing disease in North America today is neuropathy. People are sitting down without, like me, see how I do this? They sit like that, playing the game. The feet, the blood can't circulate if your feet are down. The body says you're sleeping. So what happens is you get neuropathy with all on your leg. You get pins and needles. Mm-hmm. We built a box. It's called a brick. That if you're doing any game, put your foot on that box. That angle causes your blood to flow.
Oh.
You see the box? It's made to you can pick it up, you can put 2 feet on, one
Which
foot
box?
on. The first box, the first tenacity box.
Okay.
The 7 up there. That's a box, pick it up, you can build a house. It's a brick.
Are you talking about this
That one, yeah. See the strength? So you take your pouch out, you put your foot on that box and you're causing blood to go. So 3.5 is taking care of neuropathy. 4.5 is handling the 85 diseases that we now have proven that people on the water, either the disease has been reduced in length, severity absolutely is there. All the reports are written, and now doctors are taking those reports and rewriting new papers.
Wow!
So because this is good, we have sometimes 70 on the heart paper, on the stomach paper. 70 doctors already have said, "I've tested it and it worked." So we're getting recognition in that area.
That's great.
So that's taking care of the water. If we go to the next big health product for us.
Oh yes, this one is good too.
Is this little product here. It's called Hong Sam 1. It's Korean red ginseng. Last year their turnover was 3.4 billion. They sold 3 billion pouches, tablets, or little stems. Background to this product is it takes 6 years to grow it. It takes 2 years to clean the field, because during the 6 years of growing, you've had rain on the field. Rain picks up the acid from factories, all that stuff comes in the field, and they clean the field. They clean physically where they're going to plant again. It takes 2 years.
Yeah.
And then they replant again for 6 years. And the product comes out. What's the benefit for you? It has 6 major benefits. The first benefit is everything to do with blood. So young girls' periods return to normal without pain. As the mother ages, change of life, it helps that change. For men that have trouble downstairs, it helps clean their blood. But the other parts of the stuff that I'm learning is it actually is anti-immune. It can stop you getting diseases. So it has that. They have 50 doctors behind this product, medical doctors. Each one of them is looking at a disease and seeing how many of these it takes to calm the disease or improve it. From our side, we're in the fortunate or unfortunate business, we cannot supply. Every single pouch I make for every single day, today's a Friday afternoon, my factory's running. And on Monday morning, there will not be one pouch left. We're selling it in a 30-pack, one a day, like the water. We're selling it in a 20-pack. We're selling it in a 10-pack. And now we've had a request from elderly people, can you give us a 5-pack?
Yeah.
And I asked them why. They said, well, we play games on the weekend. We like to start it Wednesday to Tuesday. So they're buying the 5-pack. So we have a 5, 10, 20, and 30-pack. All I can say is if you're not feeling well, you're feeling you're getting a flu, take the water. For men, there is no question for your body. So you take the water, you take the ginseng. Internally, we call it the hydrogen bomb. You really see the difference in your body. And
That's
you might
true.
say you taking some of the ginseng, you know about it.
Oh yes, I started drinking it too. Then I love it. Usually just 1 pouch a day.
So
Pretty
I'm on
good.
2 pouches a day. I'm on 3 hydrogen waters a day.
Oh, I drink hydrogen sometimes if I play tennis.
Yeah, oh,
you know,
yeah.
sweat a lot. I found myself sometimes I'll drink 5 of them during
The six
the game.
pack's going to be your game, you see.
Yeah.
So we look at that one for us. For sugar diabetes, we brought these 2 products in and the water, they go together. So the people will go, and this is 4 zeros. It tells you right up front, no playing around. There's 0 fat, 0 fiber, 0 sodium, 0 calories. This is made directly 100% from the sugar bulk of the sugar, the tree that grew the sugar in, the hulk. So we're squeezing that out.
Really?
There's enough sweetness in there to
I
be
didn't know you
sweet.
had something like that.
That's what it's got. And so if you have a sugar diabetes problem, this should be what you're on. We've got a little spoon in here, a little green spoon. You won't finish the bottle and you'll never think of sugar. I've not had sugar, I can't tell you. I actually don't know what it even tastes like anymore. And then the other one we're telling people, and really important to have, nature makes a lot of good stuff. This is the best product in the world. Our bodies, by the way, are part of this print material. We're part of hemp.
Yeah, so it's hemp seeds, yeah?
This is the hemp, but we roast them so
Yep.
they don't go off. You can put them on yogurt. You can put them on salads. I put them on peanut butter. Put the
Yeah.
peanut butter on my bread, sprinkle it on. But putting these hemp seeds on, if I go back to the people that were having the cancer downstairs, when we put our good friend Ed onto the Trebek onto the water, this was the product he had every morning on his breakfast. And so putting this into your body, the recovery to help the blood move, it's like feeding, it's like adding a fertilizer to a field. So we're showing people this is to keep your health, this is to keep you going. None of our products have any restriction. There's no rule, don't take too many,
Yep.
take as many as you want going through that.
Also on the pouch you're saying drink 1 pouch a day, right? But
But it says you can up to minimum.
yeah.
You
yeah.
can go more than one. On the front you're saying
So I had
drink
people,
a pouch per day.
People asking me, "Oh, I can drink more than 1?" I say you can.
The
drink,
new
you
flavor
can
says
10.
drink as many
Yeah.
as you want,
Yeah.
the new on the pack up there.
Tell me about the new products that's coming out at Tenacity, because I know you are advertising they're going to be 3.5, 4.5.
4.5 is for the medical. 5.5 is what I'm on. This is for once a day for rebuilding the body where it was. The energy on the 5.5 sometimes can be a lot because I haven't been to bed before 10 o'clock. I actually can't remember because I'm still at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, still around, play evening tennis. So, you come up from work, you're going to go to tennis, and the energy's there. I also do a lot of work now. My work day is about 2 lots of 8 hours is roughly now how I'm balancing it. So I'll have an afternoon, I'll have a good lunch. I don't have a big dinner in the evening, but that's nothing. But the
So you work
ability,
16 hours?
16 hours, oh yeah, every single day. Not too. If I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
So I do that, and then I go to bed. So but I get up at 5, so that's already. I'm here to work at 6,
Yeah.
and I leave here at 6. So there's 12 hours covered here, and then I do the last 4 at home. So I
Yep.
get home about 7. At 11 o'clock, I'm getting ready to go to bed, and the factory knows they can call me up until 12 if they need me because I'm still watching
Yep.
the news then. But I already then get in what I call my relaxing period. But another product we brought out is, oils today are getting a tremendous amount of look. Olive oil is highly recommended for anybody that has really stomach problems, blood problems. Teaspoon of olive oil.
Yeah, I do
But
that
it's
actually.
got to be pure.
Yeah. So I'm looking for the Greek oil. I like the Greek oil.
So that's the one
Yeah.
we recommend. How do you find it? But if you're buying any olive oil that's not costing you $11 for a couple of ounces, you're getting diluted.
Yeah. Usually they're pricey.
It
right?
has to be 11 and up.
Sometimes
There is the
20 or
equivalent
more,
to the olive oil is avocados. So we went ahead
Avocado
and
is
made the
good, yeah.
avocado spray. It has nothing in it but avocado and lemon. And this is what you can use on fish. It's a delight. You spray the fish, spray the barbecue,
Oh, yeah.
and you're
Can
doing that. On the front it tells you citrus infused, safe for hot cooking, no chemicals, no preservatives, a great alternative to olive oil. So everything the olive oil's got, we've now put into our favorite.
Are you also
avocados.
going to have olive oil? I was hearing.
We've got olive oil now in a different market. It's in our cream division where they're making infused, really a cream. Shall we call it? I'm trying to see if the can is in the room here. It doesn't get a lot of popular. But we're making a cream that's blown up like a fluffy cream. And now we're putting sometimes, for the military, ask for us to put some alcohol in there. that we could keep the troops calm. With their dessert, they could have one can. But the product is coming back, and people like it in coffee. People like it over a cake.
Yeah.
So they're bringing it in, and the sales of that have surprised me. Every single day they make, every single day it sells. And the stores, little restaurants, people that have coffee shops, it's not made from milk. It's not a dairy product. So it's just an infused product with gas, CO2, spray it on, and you've got that. So, but those are the healthy side of our business. I've covered that.
Yeah.
If we go to the other side of our business, which is your pet, which is how do I stop bugs in my bedroom? How do I stop bugs coming in my home? The traditional one was Roundup. You all know Roundup today has paid, the figure is astronomical. They've paid in fines to people $16 billion. The share of the company that they sold it or bought it was $90 and is now 33. And as long as Roundup's down there, it's a knockout spray. It knocks the weed out. You don't see it for 2 weeks. If it rains, you don't see it for 1 day after the rain. The weed comes back and you've got to spray again. The problem being in spraying, there's always something in the air. And if the wind's blowing and you breathe it, you've now got it inside your body.
Yeah.
And now you get Hodgkin's lymphoma. You start growing from the neck, another neck. So that's what led to that. So we made a product. I didn't hide it. I called it Killer, right on the end there. Grass Killer. It kills the weeds, a big bottle in the end. That brought us then to the horse market. People might not know it, that in many countries in the world, horses are eaten, just like a cow's eaten, and not so much in the States, but Mexico has a big flavor for horse meat. But remembering, if you know anything about horses, they get sprayed 2 to 3 times a day to stop the bugs on them. We made a product called Stilltail, so I can tell from racing, several of our big races, our horses have won, the tail doesn't move. Stilltail, because no bug comes near them. So we've done that on the horses. It's going to help Mexico with their recycling of the horses in doing. We've done that. I think our biggest improvement of anything we've done, and it's pretty important because a company like S.C. Johnson, who is the leader in, shall we say, the regulation in stopping these bugs from biting, arrived here to buy our company, and particularly this product. No bite in the morning and no burn of the sun during the day.
So
this
two
product,
in one.
2 in 1. This product does it. You start tennis in the morning, later in the afternoon, and if you're busy out and you're at the beach, you've got the product that stops you burning. All absolutely safe. The same wording at the back. This won't hurt you. This is clear. And it has a sister product. This one works for every hour you have to do because you're in the sun and you're swimming. The sister product, and this is what caught their attention, I put right in the front in big red letters, no DEET. DEET is what gives you these diseases in your body. Very clear. And then I put family-friendly formula. Gives you 6 hours guaranteed, no mosquito bite. Wow. No little animal will come near you. So this product is in the military. This product is by parents. You should have a tube of this in your kid's bag, go to school. If they see a mosquito or they're getting bitten, put it on, they're safe. Put it on your hands, you don't have to put it all over. So you can see that. And then, of course, after COVID, people ask all the time, what happened of COVID? Sadly, people that took the injection have hurt their body. To help them, they should be drinking hydrogen water. Anybody you know, put them on the water that had COVID. This will clean whatever that damn vaccine copy. It wasn't a vaccine. Take hydrogen water to stop any of those health problems. But the second side of the thing is people started moving their dogs with them. They took the dogs to hotels. The dog flights and planes people were carrying. Today you can't get your dog on the plane. They've stopped it. Because what happened? Bed bugs in the plane. Now you're flying to LA and the bug's beating you.
Really, you can't have dogs in a plane?
Unless it's for you blind or you need it as a real,
you got to have the special.
But there's only so many. They won't allow plenty.
That's true.
So we built up a bed bug killer. Let's give you the bed bugs. Bed bugs were just about eliminated with DDT just after World War II. But also was eliminated were all the maids that were spraying the bed bug because it was a human killer. And suddenly they realized we're killing the bugs, but we're also killing the owner. It also took 5 days to kill the bug. The bug is as intelligent as a crocodile, as an alligator. What happens is when it senses something they don't like, it goes into, I'm dead. It goes in, knocks out. And it can be standing like that for 90 days.
Really?
Just waiting to make sure the place is safe. So when you spray it and you see it turned over, oh, I've killed it. Tomorrow you won't find it there because it got up and went next door, normally in the baseboards of your room. So people tell me if you're going to, we'd call them second-class hotels or very busy hotels, put your bag in the bathroom, in the bath, just let it stand there. Check the room, check the corners, check your bed, the bottom part of your bed. If you see any activity there, move out of the room.
Yeah.
Or carry one of our bed bug killers with you and spray the room and you're safe. We made a 3-ounce size that you could take it on the plane.
Oh, so the liquid is...
The liquid goes through. Now, what's the benefit over the other one?
How many milliliters are there?
It's under 4 ounces, 3 ounces.
Okay.
So what do we do with the product? It allows you to use the room the very next day. With the DDT products, 4 to 5 days. Now, I'm not too keen to lie in a bed that's been sprayed with a poison known to kill humans. Ours is totally safe. Children are safe, hotels are safe, the maid is safe.
Yeah.
So that's really what we've done in that area. So I've just given you just a quick overview. And the company the company is called Penna 5 Wellness. And everything that Penna 5 does is in that area. So let's take to people that like a drink during the day. You've seen the news, if you watched recently, the government has said everything over 40% has got to have a warning label, it'll cause cancer. No question. Most people thought the warning for 3 drinks or more was because of driving. It was because of the cancer. England suddenly exhibited a huge, after COVID, amount of people with cancer because they were sitting in bars, they couldn't go to work, and they were drinking and drinking. They implemented the 2 drinks maximum, and if the hotel serves more than 2, they can get sued if you get cancer. So that law is there, now we're bringing it in. We've been making alcohol products for 27 years here, and our alcohol maximum is 17%. There is no record of anybody getting poison or getting cancer from wine. Wine is 12, and we have our spirits at 17. I love it when a young guy says to me, I drank one of your 6-packs last night. Well, 6 times 17, it's about 40. It means he's having 2.5 drinks instead of 6 times 40%. Damages the brain and all the other things that go on. So we made a health drink. We made ourselves aware, and we are now getting people coming to us all day long and saying, hey, can you pack this product for me? So we're doing the tequilas, we're doing the wines, we're doing the sangrias, we're doing, you name the product. We bring it out in a pouch, safe under the 17% level, no preservatives, because remember these preservatives are mixing with all the other preservatives. So we've got that down to a fine art. So that really gives the range of what Penna 5 is. And what I've discussed with you are 5 products, 5 categories.
But lots of... So what makes you decide what products to launch? Because
long as it's safe.
Really have such
as it's safe. I mean, you can launch all types of alcohol because different people drink it. In terms of what we're doing, I'm looking after horses, dogs, and cats. That's what I decided to do in cows. You might not know that your cow, if she gets bitten, she loses 25 to 30% of her milk. The body is so sensitive. But the machines that milk the cow don't know that she's been bitten. So they start making blood into the milk. Until the operator sees it, she's milking blood. So what do when they see it? They put the milk on one side, they dry it, that's your dried milk. It's a protein.
Yeah.
But most people don't really want to drink cow's blood. Okay.
Yeah.
So just to give you some background.
Yep.
So we look after dogs, cats, cows, horses, bed bugs. That's our realm that we're in. We've got the waters, natural spring water, pretty important water. If you buy a $6 water, be warned, it's not for drinking. RO water, reverse osmosis water, is for washing, cleaning in the kitchen, making soup, making somewhere where the water can regain everything they took out the water. Now, if you drink it and you go to your doctor, he's probably going to ask right away, what happened to your calcium, your potassium, your B12? Those are the ingredients in normal water, and it's going to take it from your body. The doctor then says, get the supplement. So they love RO water. And now you've got the supplement, you're putting it in, and you're drinking the RO water, so all you're doing is playing a game.
Wow. So how come there is so much advertisement right now for RO water and they're selling
for cleaning?
But they're saying to drink it too. There is
because they don't know the effects. So if you look at Nestle, the biggest maker of water, I made a presentation to them. Nestle, go to their website, will tell you, we do not recommend RO water for drinking. natural spring water. And also remember, take America. Up to 1950, the only water we had here was tap water from the city councils or natural spring water.
Yeah.
And we had no trouble with water.
So what do you say about tap water nowadays?
You have to be careful because some states have product inside there that can affect the children for teeth they put inside.
So what
fluoride.
about here in Florida?
Florida's mixed. You have fluoride in some counties. You have dirty water in some counties where the reservoir should be closed down. Bradenton is one of them. So the reservoir gets old. The town gets 50,000 more people. The strain on the reservoir is huge.
Yeah.
It cracks. It gets emptied more frequently. It has all of these areas, and they're putting more chemicals in to make it clean.
That's right.
Okay, so you'll never convince me other than natural spring have been around as long as we know Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Florida, we're extremely lucky. The best water, natural spring in Florida, is the water around Naples. That's where the last ice block fell into the Gulf.
Really?
And when it falling into the Gulf, it left all the dissolved solids behind in the water.
Where around Naples?
Naples, all around, all the natural spring water around Naples, perfect water, the most perfect water.
No way.
So we buy from Naples for our water.
Oh wow! Where can you get it? How
From
can
the
you get
natural, from the, it's on. Go to the website, put Naples natural spring water. You'll have a dozen places that sell it.
Ah,
So that's the only water you should be drinking. So you see, I'm slowly depleting the shelf, but that's that side. If we go to our machinery side, what do? We said, okay, let's make a machine that an operator can run, and the film and the material we used is not going to harm the environment. So that meant we had to start looking, what do we do with leftover pouches? Today, our little company, I have 3,000 odd machines out in the field. Each machine does 10 million minimum pouches a year.
mm-hmm.
So you've got 3,000 with 3 zeros. You've got 10 million with 6 zeros. Means I'm making 3 billion pouches a year. What do we do about those? I felt very conscious about that. So we started a program called CCAMP. It's on all our pouches. CCAMP. It stands for Sustainable, Economical, Conscious Approach for Machinery and Pouches. And CCAMP does, we now with the University of Florida burn all the plastics. And the first item we get off the plastics at 4,000 degrees is hydrogen. Very appropriate for my water, so I've got hydrogen. The second product at about 7,500 is a product which we've named eco-methanol. Eco-methanol is allowing us to make raw materials, more oil, to remake pouches. There's one material today in the plastics world that everybody hates, and that's the one that has chlorine inside for normally the medical industry. And no one wants to bring their chlorine in when they're recycling. In the case of eco-methanol, we love those products that are made with chlorine. The reason being, chlorine's a sterilant. I can now sterilize my pouch material, and the pouch I make is no longer second-hand, but new. So you're getting a pouch from me, it's recycled, but it's not used. And the chlorine takes care of it. The second part of the operation is, at this very moment, we're undergoing where's the university? Tallahassee.
Tallahassee. Yeah.
It's in Tallahassee, the university with Dr. Bruce
University
Welch.
of Florida, yeah.
We're doing a complete operation where we can put in each city the equipment to burn all the waste. Throughout this country, every single town has a waste area to store. Every one of those waste areas can now be dug up, put through the furnace, and you get hydrogen, eco-methanol. It interested United Air so much, the production of eco-methanol, because it's a fuel, that they're doing trials now for aircraft fuel with it.
Good.
And then the final product at the end of the furnace is a product called steam. And that steam is what drives all the mills, or everything that's producing electricity in Florida. And Florida last year, for the first time ever, bought no oil for all their FPL plants. They're using oil from the furnaces. So we're saving the cost of oil. We can use oil where it should be done in big factories where it's using and making, and then we can take that oil, reprocess it, start it again.
That's fascinating.
So we're really dedicated. We're a small company, but we are leading the way. Make pouches, recirculate them. Give you water, that's going to help you. Make sure if you're swimming out in the sun, it's going to protect you. So that's really been our aim, our whole thing, to make sure we're safe. So that's my story. I can't give you much more, but it takes a lot to take in. But the dedicated people in the factory workers, we have all people from the colleges. We're a 50% women-run company. They're everywhere here. And we need the ladies because they're far more accurate in looking at things than men tend to be a little bit less diligent. We get sidetracked. We start thinking of football.
Yes, we do.
And the ladies tend to do the job. So we have a lot of ladies in key quality positions in the company. And we have men working in the factory. Our machines are all ISO machines. We are checked by the factory inspectors. They see how we run them. In the 29 years of the company, we've had one accident where they have a lecture every morning on safety. And so this is our principle: protect the people at work, protect the people at play, protect the people at home.
No, you can definitely see that, and you have a state-of-the-art operation, very clean.
Well, we have to be. We make products you go in your stomach. Yeah.
It looks very organized.
And I haven't touched on the contract packing because I don't own those products. But to give you an idea on the contract packing, we pack for the government. That should tell you what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We pack for the military. We pack for some major players on the stock market. And so these people have decided they don't want to have the hassle of packing. They just want to market the product.
Yeah.
And we can conclude the talk. AI, AI is coming in. Our factory has been running for the last 5 years. We have the first AI machine in the factory. Mm-hmm. And so that AI machine, that's what it does. We don't need an operator. It starts up, it does the job, it cooks the product, and it delivers it for running.
You should send me a picture of the AI, by the way.
I'll send you Monday when it's running. I'll show you the three. And then when we finish running the AI, it dumps everything over, and then it introduces an AI washer-dryer. This product starts up, the CIP, clean in place machine. Mm-hmm. Yep. It runs through the whole system, cleans it, checks it for bacteria, cleans it, sterilizes it, ready for tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. And no human involved. The human's involved in filling up the tanks of soap, of acid, whatever we need to clean. That's the only human in the room. So it also means I don't have to employ a factory at 4 o'clock in the morning. My plant has to run with a supervisor if you have people inside, FDA rules. And now with this AI, I can start without nobody. It starts up in the morning and then we come.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And we are fed every minute. It has a complete graph of every minute that we can see where they deviated from the spec. Mm-hmm. So it's the future. It's going to be the future. It's going to be exciting for young people. The use of AI to replace checking. To me, AI is quality control. It checks your figures in accountancy. It checks my plant for temperatures. It checks my plant for time. If you have it in your car, it'll tell you your gas, your mileage. That's all AI. Absolutely. It's been with us for 50, 60, 100 years. No one has put it together and said, this is the result. Mm-hmm. We've had calculators. That's AI. When people tell me AI, calculator's been around. I have a calculator where you still have to do plus, plus. Whereas today's calculators, you do minus, minus, minus. So that'll give you an idea. AI has been around, not used, captured now. Why is it captured? People coming out of university aren't as intelligent as they were previously. Why? Because there are no textbooks. Why? Because they can read everything and see it. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they can copy. No child and no person in university writes an essay themselves today. They go out, they get asked the internet to give them a reply or rewrite their paper.
So would you say people are not as imaginative as they used to?
Not there, because you read it. People, you can see a movie and you can say, what color was the car? Which car? What dress was the lady wearing when she got murdered? No clue. So the eyes are absorbing, but the brain's not holding. Mm-hmm. And this is moving too fast.
So what do you see it's going to go? Because it's just going to
What's going to go is that we're going to have to rely now on AI. We're going to have to make sure, if we want to know the temperature of this room, my watch temperature, tell me the temperature. So it's going to take care of the things we used to keep up here in the brain.
So what's going to happen to humanity? I mean, will be then
humanity will be run by AI. There's no question.
Will we be integrated with AI as humans?
We'll be totally. That's what the AI guys are scared of, because your boss is not going to be able to tell you, I'm paying $4 to him, because they'll look at the guy and say, he's got a $20,000 car. He can't be getting $4 an hour. See, so it's going to open the eyes of all the humans to things around them. And no matter what they think, I'm not going to use AI. The moment he touched his calculator, it was AI. The moment he put his alarm on, it was AI.
Yes.
So anything that addresses help, anything that addresses safety is AI. We're just all putting it together, just like we put the factory with the automatic machine. Just like my guys know to get up to be here on time. They get a piece of, on their phone, they get the day's program. You might have heard him telling you, we're going to do this product, and this product.
Mm-hmm.
We know what we're running every day. We know which hour we're running it. We know where to move the crew. From AI, we could never have done that if we had no AI, because I would have had somebody have to write it down, measure it. Now, our factory switches off product when it runs out of its date, out of its fresh time. So when I make the red product, when I make the ginseng, that has an 8-hour safe time. At 8 hours and 1 minute, all ginseng anywhere in the plant is dumped. I don't have to go down and say, hey, change it. The door's open and it goes in the drain. So those are the benefits of AI. The other benefit in the warehouse, I have a date on my pouch. It says, you must use this pouch by September 30th of 23. So on September 10 or 15, usually 30 days before, it's going to tell the warehouse and everybody, you've got 50 cases, get rid of it because we're going to have to destroy it at the end of the month.
Yep.
And it won't allow that to go through the system because everything entered says, what's the date?
Mm-hmm.
So whoever's there, you can look up that date and say, I can't sell it. It's out of date. So using AI to be safe, using AI to replace humans, it's going to replace humans from their intuition, doing it themselves. But if they're clever to use AI and they've got intuitive instincts, they'll produce a brilliant product because they'll see beyond just what's in front of you. And so my expression with AI is look around the corner. Look around the corner and see what's there because AI has already seen what's there.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's
interesting times, that's for sure.
So that tells you the kind of company we are. So thanks for listening.
Well, thank you, Charles.
Okay, good.